It's the Happy Families podcast. It's the podcast for the time-poor parent who just wants answers now.
Hello, this is Dr. Justin Coulson, the founder of happyfamilies.com.au and the host of Channel 9's hit TV show Parental Guidance. Did I say host? I just promoted myself. I'm the co-host and I'm the parenting expert on the show. Parental Guidance Season 2 coming soon. I'm here with Kylie, my wife, and mum to our 6 kids, and the author of the world-famous Kylie's Corner on the Happy Families membership.
You're so funny.
Now, we've made a commitment for these school holidays that we are not going to be doing any road trips longer than 2 hours. And it's been really nice to not travel very far, but we have had to do a couple of road trips from the Sunshine Coast, for example, down to Brisbane, Gold Coast, and we were fortunate enough to sneak across to Tangalooma on Moreton Bay Island as well, or Moreton Island, I should say, which was so much fun. So we thought if you've got any more road trips planned for the last couple of weeks of the school holidays, we should do a podcast to give you a few pointers, a few tips for getting through road trips with little kids, with big kids, and with grumpy partners and spouses who hate being on the road and get frustrated when other drivers don't drive the speed limit, or when the freeway, well, supposedly freeway, is more like a car park. Why are you looking at me like that? Are you saying something with that glance at me? Like, are you suggesting, Mrs. Coulson, that my driving is not great for road trips?
I'm suggesting that if you wanted to review that for one of your New Year's resolutions, it might be a really good place to
Do you know what? I have been getting better and better at this. I know that I have my moments, but anyway, let's not go there right now. We're trying to minimize the road rage, especially inside the car. So, tips for road trips with little kids, big kids, and everyone in between. Where do you want to start? This is actually
food.
This is your specialty.
It's got to be food.
Yeah. But we've got to be careful with the food, right? Because little kids particularly, but even big kids can sometimes make awful messes, and then you got to clean it up, get it out of the cracks of the car seats and that kind of thing. But food is
well, if there's something else in their mouth, they can't cry.
Right. Okay. So you want to have treats, and you don't really want to be stopping every half an hour at the next supermarket or the next.
There's going to be enough
convenience
toilet
store.
stops.
Yeah.
So if you can limit the other stops, so make sure you've got enough water in the car.
I'm that driver though. When you get on the road, I don't want to stop. You want to go to the toilet? All right, we'll stop at the next town. And I say that knowing the next town's like 115 k's away. I'm like, just hang on.
Funnily enough, the kids hold on.
They do. That's right. Just stretching their bladder.
We've had a couple of kids who we swear they just needed to, test out every town.
I want to see the toilet in every single town. Oh, gosh. So plan your trip. Make sure you know where your stop's going to be and have food and water on board so that you can minimise those stops. And so the kids can, it's boring sitting in the car, let's be honest.
Oh, totally.
Okay, next one.
Pack as light as you can without sacrificing the things that you need.
Yeah. There's been a couple of times where I've gotten that wrong and we've had to buy. We've had to buy everything that we needed when we got there because we packed too long.
Well, and then we've got things wrong on the other end where we've taken so much stuff that there's just no room to move and it's very uncomfortable. So you want to make sure that the car's got enough space in it for everybody to kind of move without sacrificing the things that you actually need.
Yeah, next one.
Music. Mm-hmm. Obviously, some families are not going to kind of jump up and down over this one, but music has played such a huge role in our kids' lives. There are so many different games that we've played with it. Sometimes it's just, each person gets to be in charge of the
next
playlist,
3 songs, whatever, yeah.
For 15 or 20 minutes or whatever it is. But then we play, Name That Tune, where we hide the screen, the LED screen at the front, and they have to guess what the song is. The girls actually play, what do you call it? It's kind of like music alphabet.
Yeah, they just play games with songs. So you've got to come up with every song that you can think of that is about dreams, for example, or that's about dancing, and just song titles or song lyrics where that comes up, and that's kept them entertained for ages. Yeah. But when they're little as well, let them listen to their favourite music. It makes it so much more fun. Our favourite one that we found that works really well for car trips, I don't know if I'm going to call her a favourite, is on Spotify if you just Google the Goanna Gang, and there's a whole lot of great Australian songs that the kids just love. They absolutely love. And you do get to a point where you've had enough wiggles, right? So the Goanna Gang is kind of like tolerable for a while. What's the next one?
Podcasts and audiobooks.
Yeah, for sure.
There's such a large variety of things available for our kids these days. And sometimes when things have got really out of hand, we actually just put some really calm classical music on to just calm everybody down.
And while I don't love it, if you've got older kids, every now and again, I think it's fine to just say, guys, put your headphones in. We're going to sit in silence for the next half hour or so. Just listen to something on your headphones, look at your phones, do whatever. I don't like doing that though, because sometimes it's hard to get them back out of it. They just think, well, this is now where I can live for the rest of the car trip. And I guess it depends on how long the car trip is. Short ones, I'm not a big fan of it at all. Long ones, not such a big deal.
Well, I know that you're really big on the kids not having a huge amount of screen time, but I do know in the early days we used to have they used to have the LED screens in the back of their headrests.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it actually just made the trip that much more comfortable for everyone. The kids weren't distressed, they weren't upset because they were completely engaged in whatever they were watching, and it just made things a lot more comfortable for the whole car.
And you remember those trips where I wouldn't let them do it?
It was awful.
Yeah, thank you.
It was awful.
It really
but
was.
in saying that, I often would do the Brisbane to Sydney trip on my own. So for all intents and purposes, single parent with 6 kids in the car, and this actually just made it manageable. So if that's something that you've got available to you, I'm going to say go for it.
How many more have you got?
Just one. For little kids' car packs, just packing a few little things that are specifically for them and them alone, and everyone's got their own, means that they've got something of interest.
Books, fidget spinners, colouring in, whatever it is, that'll get you through, and it will make the road trip bearable, hopefully. And every now and again, you know what, sometimes you just got to stop the car, get them out of the car, put them on your knee, and give them a great big hug. And say, I know we're nearly there.
After years and years and years of doing the Brisbane to Sydney road trips, we have multiple places along the road where we can go, oh, that's the park that we stopped multiple times to just let the kids run themselves ragged for a little bit.
And sometimes you've actually got to stop and let them do that. So we hope that these ideas will be helpful if you have any further road trips to do during the holidays. Back tomorrow with a great conversation with Mia Friedman. I can't wait to share that with you. And then we're going to arrest the tricky topic of sleepovers across the summer. That's Thursday's podcast. Looking forward to that one as well. It's the Happy Families Podcast Summer Series with Justin and Kylie.